Hi, I'm Dr. Duncan, and I'd like to tell you about the saxophone. The saxophone is a woodwind instrument, and you look at it and you say, Dr. Duncan, that's made out of brass. Why, yes it is, but it's not a brass instrument, it's a woodwind instrument. It has a single reed, just like the clarinet, which sets into vibration a column of air. The column of air is made longer by the addition of fingers covering the holes. The keys close when the fingers hit them, covering all the things, making it a longer instrument. The longer the instrument, the lower the sound. Therefore, saxophone, though made of brass, is a woodwind instrument. Now, it's the latest of all the instruments that we have in the orchestra today. The last one invented, and it really was invented. Adolphe Sax was a Belgian-born instrument maker. Made most of his money in France, but he was born in Belgium. And he started out, his father being an instrument maker as well, made lots of things, and it made Adolphe very interested in what things were like. So he set out to create a new bass clarinet, and it worked really well. And as he thought about it, he didn't like the way the clarinet worked. He thought, what if I were to take and make it conical instead of cylindrical? Instead of being a pipe, it's a cone, and it gets larger and larger, wider and wider from the beginning to the end. And that changed the acoustics of the instrument. Where each key is, the hole is the same size as the diameter of the pipe at that point, the diameter of the cone at that point. So at the very top, they're very small, and at the very bottom, they're very large. And that was something that was invented by Mr. Bain, who we talked about before, working with the flute. The saxophone, well, he was looking for something special. He wanted a warm, rich sound like a string instrument, but he wanted it to be loud enough to play against a brass instrument. Let's see what you think. Now, most people think that the saxophone was invented to play in jazz. It's just not true. The saxophone was first added in jazz in 1914. It was first added to the orchestra in 1844, many, many years earlier. But of course, if you talk to any saxophone player, they'll tell you that the saxophone is comfortable and at home playing any style of music from any time period. And if you watch on television and you listen on the radio, you'll probably hear saxophone and see saxophone more often than you see any of the other woodwind instruments, particularly in jazz bands, where you'll find a whole range of them. This is an alto sax. There'll be two altos, two tenors, slightly larger, and one big baritone sax, which is twice the length of the alto sax. They have a lot of fun playing them. They're a wonderful instrument. They have a rich, beautiful sound. The saxophone.